Yo, chat, I'm sorry. That's my bad. It should be coming through now. I forgot that in the starting shit that I fucking do the thing. We've been ranting on stream the whole time I've been muted. It was a great rant too. No. Thank you for trying to come from to my TED Talk. But yeah, that's our stagnation. I mean, by now we should have evolved into I want to shoot laser beams out of my eyes. Why can't I fly? How come I have tooth pain that can blow my head up to tell me that my tooth shouldn't be broken, but I can't fly yet? It I also didn't have a big old brain back in my ancestry, but we evolved past that too. We used to climb trees. Now I can throw rocks. We evolved past that too. Why is our evolution now mental problems? Touched, yeah. That's why they keep eating us every time we try to go over there. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. And their shoulders are going to be different. Their shoulders are probably going to be way more overdeveloped than ours would. Well, even our no, think well, you got to think about it between yeah, well, you got to think about it about practicality, right? Like, there's our bodies are really good at a plateau effect and making what we thought was hard a month ago really easy, so that we can continue doing what we're supposed to do. So, like us, we're used to in regular civilization doing things in hypertrophy or trying to build the look and the aesthetic of a muscle, not the actual strength or rigidity or lack thereof flexibility of that muscle, right? So they're actually swinging from trees. We're doing pull ups. I I mean, I do a lot of gym muscles now because I'm like I just don't have a choice. I can't go train anymore. My body is just beat. But like that's what it was too. Like I used to be deceptively strong and deceptively heavy. Like I looked 155, 160. I get on a scale, I'm 220. I was super heavy for my size, and it's just like no, it's because I've grappled my entire life. So like I just like to eat. That's what I like to do. I like to eat. I have about 150 to 250 extra bones that you than anybody, like quite literally to the chromosome built different, right? So I have extra bones, so that's automatic extra weight. And then I started working out because it was my physical therapy. Like I started weightlifting and everything at 11 years old because I wasn't gonna be tall. I was none of that stuff happened, so I had to free weight exercise as a young child. Like get a doctor's note so that Planet Fitness, the very first Planet Fitness to ever open in Florida, would allow me in there so I can weight train because I needed to build stabilizing muscles. So that was my entire life. Yep. And now everything hurts, but at least I can twist things again. Oh man, I mean, I've sold in Schedule One in Game Chat since I was about 13. But I didn't start using it and finding the effects out until I was about 16, 17. And that's when like all the research from California really started coming in, and I got a hold of Jorge Cervantes's book and stuff like that, and I actually started learning about it, not just like these group of people wanted me to move this for cash. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's different. Especially depending on where in Canada you were. You guys were doing that shit for since like the 80s. Yeah, no. I was in Florida for a long time, and then came to Vegas. So once I got like access to California stuff and California people coming back and forth when like people were still like driving things, they weren't trying to send them on boats. That's where I got like a lot of my introduction on a lot of the medical parts of cannabis and how it helps. And that's when I started like using larger amounts or edibles, or I learned about concentrates like hash and bubble hashes and stuff like that. And that's how that really started working for me. Because if not, like when I was 15, they were like, here's these opiates after your fucking your reconstructive surgery on no I had I had bones that were eating away at my tibia and fibia of my legs right above my ankle. So like while I was in football taking fucking chop blocks, I could have snapped both my fucking legs at the worst point, because I had literal tumors eating away at my bones. So I had to have those things removed. I had about 72 bones from both of my legs removed. So it was a big, like huge, major surgery. And yeah, and they were like, "Yo," and I wouldn't because my whole family has like addiction issues, so I wouldn't take it even inside the hospital room. They had me on a morphine pump. I wouldn't press it. When I would sleep, the nurses would come in, press it for me so I could stay asleep, and then I would spasm awake. So they gave me morphine and then Valium. So I was on benzos and opiates inside the fucking hospital. They sent me home with benzos and opiates, and I was just like, no, no. So I started smoking weed at the behest of all my family. And then now nobody bothers me because everything's legal, at least in the places that I stay. It was mainly because my parents are immigrants, right? We're Hispanics and shit like that. Like you see what we're doing to I can't even go to my friend's wedding in Singapore this year because I can't leave my country or they're gonna fucking detain me in fucking alligator Alcatraz because my last name has a Z in it. So like my oh, trust me, I'm actually learning German. Like that's why I'm learning German. I already have contacts in Germany. I already have like I have an in on the medical marijuana place. Like outlet out there. I'll have the money to actually invest in something. Like I really have the ability to go somewhere and do something after this trial's done. I'm a fucking nomad. I go everywhere. Yeah, hey, like, yeah, no bullshit. That I was just in Alaska. The only reason I'm in Vegas is because the cops shot my little brother in the back 19 times at a protest. So I had to pull up. Now everybody's fearing for their life because we come up at 4 o'clock in the morning like they come up at 4 o'clock in the morning. No, I just did it with 50 people and signs just to make sure that people knew that we knew where they lived because all that stuff is public record. Yep. And the problem is like politically. Yep. No. And the problem is, well, it's not falling apart. This was by design. This was by design. This was to actively make people stupid to in order to create an autocracy in which you can cuck yourself for other people's dreams. That was a systematic design. That is especially, and that takes a manipulation in our want to work and feel value. 100%. Anyway, now we've ranted for the first 30 minutes. Yeah, you see, when it comes to a lot of our foreign affairs, especially depending on what our administration is, we do try to do a lot of good things. It's what we do internally that's the issue. And that eternal because like we could pay for other countries socialized healthcare and their schooling, but then we tell our own kids you can't have lunch if your parents can't pay for it. That's weird, right? We say, well, I had a whole people, giving me death threats for like 4 years straight that were the hashtag save the children people. Guess who they're protecting now? Everybody on the Epstein list. It's just really strange that there's a subset of people that we have that almost seem like they're NPCs. It's just me, I don't know. Critical thinking sometimes. It is, and the problem, but that's the psyop. Yeah, but that's the side. That's the ability to, because it was bots. Even Facebook itself says, "Hey, we're going to introduce more bots right during the fucking election cycle here." They said it themselves. It's like, we're going to do it for your user experience. We're going to take away fact checking. Nobody's going to know anything that's going on. So now I'm arguing with people about fucking space lasers. Like, homie, you think that these people have space lasers and their enemies are still here? What are you talking about? You think if I could control weather right now that there wouldn't be lightning strikes all over the places I don't like? What? What? You ever seen the Chidori, homie? You don't want too much lightning striking a tree because then the underground gets on fire and you know. It's just I just some things are out of there. But then there's some things like the active degeneration of our forward progression so that we can become a subsidized workforce. Like we literally beat Darwinism, an evolutionary force so that we can have workers. No, well, not even. I don't even think it was science. Science could have actually benefited because stupid people would still kill themselves on technology, right? What beat Darwinism was warning labels and then legal consequences and like punishments because of it over this whole time. I can now sue you if I'm too stupid to use your product. What? I can sue you if I go grab a coffee from McDonald's. I can sue you because it's hot. But it was. I I don't see the problem is that I do a lot of like actual politics and a lot of legal work. Like my family has legislation underneath our belt, right? So I don't worry about the media at all. I go talk to the media, right? It's very different. I'm talking about legal precedents that are set because of these things being allowed to be fought for in the middle of actual issues. Because now we have, but the problem is, it's like that's okay in a certain sense, but now he set a precedent, right? Those certain things send precedents inside the courts. So now other judges look back towards that for ruling decisions. That's an issue. Yeah, and then for somebody like me and you, that makes it even more expensive because now I have to specialize in a certain good lawyer that is able to filibuster around that precedent set and be able to make their point before the judge actually does anything or decides or throws the whole case out. So now it's even more time, more money, more this, more. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous right now. Well, but the problem is we're really good at developing loopholes through those things too by pretending that one of the big things that people do is pretending that my intent doesn't matter. Like, I didn't say that in particular. You can't get me on that. Well, I don't need you to say something for you to mean something. I'm not a moron. I'm not a dum dum. If you punch me in the face and then tell me I don't mean to punch you in the face, I don't care at a certain point. Like, you can't do that 3 times. Doesn't 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 work that way. I'm gonna accidentally bounce you off the fucking face of the earth. It's gonna be an accident. I didn't mean to do that. I never said I wanted to do that. Like that. No, it's so insane. It's so insane how people will just pretend context and intentions don't matter. Well, yeah, no, yeah, no. Well, that's the issue is that people are the bad things, right? The way we use intention is the issue. The way we have legal things that you can circumvent because I can lie to you and you can't prove I'm lying, that's an issue. Right? Like that's oh. And who's going to teach you how to do it? Yeah. No, that I I treat my son very differently than a lot of people do their kids. I do like childhood stuff and everything like that, but I don't treat my son like a child. I expect him to have certain training, and I can't train him to be an adult at an adult. Right? That's why we keep fucking up, is that we keep throwing everybody to the wolves because I don't care about your 18-year-old son. Right? I don't give a fuck. That's now a competition to me for resources in life, and I've got a son I'll kill you for. In game chat, unalive, right? So like now I don't care about your son. You're supposed to care about your son. So teach your son to care about what's going on, not Santa Claus. See, I've been a community leader for a long time, so I like having the ability to have a lot of people rely on each other as like a commune, but more. I don't like living in the same area. I'm a parallel play kind of person, not a together play. Um, yeah, no, not me. Well, I mean, the neighborhood was like that too because we were Hispanic, so the neighborhood was like that. The people of color back in the '90s still did that kind of thing, at least in Florida. Like we still. Oh man! You ever had a Big Mama did as if you had a little bit of brown in you, Big Mama's coming with that for that ass. For that ass. But that same thing is that if you like I wrecked myself real bad on my bike one time in front of my friends in front of my friend's house. The white folks that were around her didn't really care too much because they didn't know us. My friend's mom immediately was just like, yo, your hand's fucked. Let's go get you home. Let's get you washed up. Let's get you this, that, and the other thing. Slap me upside the head. You're a dumbass. Stop doing that. My mom was like, good. Slap me upside my head. You're a dumbass. Don't do that. Right? My dad got home. Boom. Same thing. Right? It was all a cohesive learning experience. What up? Oh, is that a problem? It's skipping. Okay. Um, it's probably that for sure. I did. It's probably that. Uh-huh. Hey, Fuck, I have everybody here already though. Fuck. Hey everybody.